What's a fact that was taught in school that's been disproven in your lifetime? Strangers will give me free drugs on street corners and in Halloween candy. All fat was bad for you, thus fat-free foods became a thing for a while. I learned tongue taste maps at school. Turns out it's complete nonsense. In pharmacy school around the turn of the century we were taught that people in legitimate pain don't get addicted to opiates and opioids. That George Washington's teeth were made of wood. No, it's so much worse. Eyes. I once asked one of my elementary school teachers what a rainbow was, and she told me scientists hadn't figured it out. I walked around until my early 20s thinking that. Also, I think it was this same teacher who told me Columbus thought the earth was flat. They were training teachers a different kind of way in the 70s and 80s. It's honestly one of the reasons I'm thankful for the internet. Because depending on your teacher or an outdated encyclopedia for answers could be a real roll of the dice. The food pyramid. My primary school teacher told me our bodies can't make new blood and we're born with all the blood we'll ever have. As someone who got nosebleeds, I knew it was bollocks. When I questioned that adults are obviously bigger so have more blood, she said it's watered down. These people teach kids. Once you get to high school, nobody will accept papers not written in cursive. No one is going to wait for you to look up information in the real world. You have to know. It has to be the most insane thing I ever heard. The whole meteorite killed the dinosaurs thing wasn't yet the accepted theory when I was a kid. That lemmings commit suicide. The food pyramid. Completely different now than what I was taught was healthy. Your permanent record will follow you into adulthood. That while being on your period you'll only lose 1 spoon of blood, that's such a BS. If you don't do well you'll end up being a garbage man. Fuck you, garbage men are awesome and make more than teachers. Also, less likely to get shot on the job. You only use 10 of your brain each day. You won't always have a calculator on you. If you work hard for a company and show your loyalty to them, they will be loyal to you. Unlike my father and grandfather, I won't work at the same place for my entire life. I will switch jobs up to 3 times in my career. I'm on 6 looking for a 7th. That I'd fail in life because I was not good at math. I always had a hard time with math and physics and chemistry. Turns out I am just not good with numbers. But succeeded with languages. I have a natural talent for languages. I am a translator and conference interpreter. I work with 5 languages. My math teacher told my mom I'd never amount to anything if I didn't master math. I was there and her words scarred me for life. I have been terrified of failure ever since. That our elected representatives fight for the best interests of their constituents. The system time will take care of putting bad guys where they belong. The United States government prevents abuse of power through a well-engineered system of checks and balances. Carrots are good for night vision. This was a lie the British used to explain how they could spot German bombers during World War II. The truth, that they had broken the German Enigma machine and were decoding secret messages, was kept a secret for decades. The full story was not told until the 1990s. I consider the Enigma cover-up to be the best kept secret in human history. That we would all but run out of oil by the year 2000. There's never been a war fought on Australian soil. 1990s 3rd grade teacher proclaimed it proudly. Indigenous Australians would beg to differ. Nobody is above the law. Am I still supposed to eat 8 fruits per day? I only have room for 3 at most. When I was a child, it was believed that illness was caused by demonic possession, whereas now we know it's caused by an imbalance of humors in the body. It's the personal responsibility of consumers, not industry, to ensure all plastics are recycled. If you study well and have excellent grades, you will end up with a nice job and lots of money. Condoms are completely useless, using a basketball going through a hoop as an example. Somehow. Also, birth control is a placebo. And anybody can spread deadly STDs, even if they don't have them yet. On science, we were taught that humans were cold-blooded. This was proven by having us hold our hands in ice water for 5 minutes. Then having us try to close our hands quickly and write, "Hooray" for semi-rural Wisconsin. Multiple teachers over the years told me the Nova didn't sell well in Hispanic countries because the manufacturer marketing execs didn't realize Nova means no-go story. It's a total urban legend. But this was back before anybody we knew had the internet. So people just blindly believed whatever they were told back then, including teachers. Not that people have stopped blindly believing things now. But at least you can Google stuff if it sounds made up now. That only I can prevent forest fires. Not school exactly, but in grade 4 we had the DARE program come talk to my class, and they said a lot of stuff that's not true. I remember them saying weed has more chemicals in it than cigarettes, and caused cancer faster than cigarettes. Anything that goes in your lungs that not oxygen can cause cancer, but I don't think it causes cancer faster? Edit guys, I get it. I wasn't correct when saying anything that goes in your lungs that not oxygen can cause cancer. Statement. Edit 2. I also understand now weed is worst if smoked in the SMAE quantity as people who smoke cigarettes. It makes sense. I get it, lol. I was taught in 5th grade that it's impossible for veins to break under your skin. Bitch, that's a bruise. That moss always grows on the north side of trees. Edit should have added, this so-called fact would help you if you had gotten lost hiking, as north would point to civilization or some shit. Doing tons of homework every night to make me a better pupil. It takes 7 years to digest gum. I before E except after C. In spelling. Actually it was never true, but weird, they taught a rule that was true like 30 of the time or something like that? Haha. Meritocracy and appearance doesn't matter. Blood is blue until exposed to oxygen, then it turns red. Hiding under your desk at school at 10 a.m. on the last Friday of the month while the teacher placed a name tag on your wrist would protect you from an atomic blast. That you will need a college education to get any decent paying job in life. No joke. That shit was taught to my generation and it's a load of bullshit. Stretching. It's a huge part of school sport and exercise. It's also done completely wrong. The stupid thing is that it's been known for decades. And elite sports, the army etc. all did it differently. But for some reason at school level static stretching before exercising is widespread. The only drug that an addict can die from withdrawal to is heroin. Alcohol withdrawal kills a lot of people. Famous ones even. The main themes of Fahrenheit 451 that I was taught in school were contrary to the intent of the very alive author. Bradbury left a college lecture he was giving once due to students telling him that he was incorrect about the themes of his own book. Your teachers care about you and want the best for you. Teachers are just people. Some of them really suck. Pluto not being a planet